Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous superstar Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of January 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. It is going to be on the 6th of the month that we will have this month's full moon. And this full moon takes place in fellow water sign Cancer. It is a worldly part of your sky, having to do with understanding your place in the world that much more. It is also this part of the sky that can be adventurous and optimistic. And I think that spirit of optimism may find you in surprising ways. It is going to be Uranus in your opposite sign that is speaking in harmony with that full moon. Given the full moon speaking to long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, legal matters, and the personal philosophies and beliefs that guide your life, and Uranus in your opposite sign of partnership, it almost looks as if another person, whether it is a partner, a business partner, a professional alliance, or perhaps even a romantic partner, or the potential or promise of a romantic partner, in some way has you feeling more open to the world and literally getting out there in some way. But more personally, this can bring a conclusion, and in some cases, a quick conclusion to a legal matter if you've been engaged in one, or if there's been any challenges related to an immigration, citizenship, or higher education matter. All of that could find resolution now based on your representatives, like a lawyer, or based on whom it is that you know. It is now that just the right negotiation at the right time could come through very quickly, leading to a very happy result. Now, the fact that we do have Neptune speaking in supreme harmony with that full moon as well, I think this is so promising, because for some Scorpios, it may feel like the resolution is a dream come true, like it really is a reversal of fortunes in a way that you love, that works to your advantage. As we navigate forward, it will be on the 12th of the month that your ancient ruling planet Mars will now go direct. Finally, so I think a lot of Scorpios are going to feel that shift in energy rather quickly. Now, if you think back, it was just before Halloween that Mars went retrograde. But if you go even further back, it was the first part of September that Mars went into shadow. Whatever happens now as we get to the 12th of the month and the days surrounding it, I feel like it in some way will be part of helping you to see the events, the feelings of the early part of September differently in some way. Consider that this Mars retrograde season has taken place in a deeply consequential, truth-oriented, transformative-oriented part of the sky for you. And so this really becomes about tapping into some deeper sense of power, of purpose, some deeper sense of where it is that you are now ready to move forward with some change. It can also be now that it can feel that much more likely that you are inspired, if you will, to understand more deeply what your own motivations have been, and may see them very differently in a way that takes you by surprise. Now, the other way this energy might be realized, if it is that you have been trying to access funding, for example, your relationship with financial institutions might have been frustrating. Now, that frustration starts to pass more and more as you move towards a greater understanding and a greater connection to a spirit of wealth in all kinds of ways moving forward from here. It is going to be over the course of the 21st and 22nd that we've got so much going on here that is so important. And it starts with the new moon. Now, it is over the course of the 21st and 22nd that we have a series of celestial events taking place that will speak powerfully to what is happening at the foundation of your chart. Whether this is a new understanding of your past, information being revealed now, whether this is a different understanding of what home is for you. This could be a sense that you are finally ready to buy, to sell, or maybe there's a new roommate, maybe you are moving. It can be at this time as well that you are looking at your home differently, as in maybe you are thinking about the projects you can do in your own time and space, having a work that connects you to home more, like working from home or with homes, for example. And so these are some ways in which this foundational part of the sky could speak to you now. And this is also about home within yourself, within your own skin, and feeling that much more at ease with you. Well, this new moon is speaking in harmony with Jupiter. And so it magnifies that sense of work and home becoming connected even more, and some new beginnings promised there as a result. But also possible here is that if you are using this energy in terms of connecting with your family more, especially your family of origin, well, this might be a time when you're integrating family more into your daily life in some way. This may also represent a moment that is inspiring you to consider what it is that home has been, but more than that, what is home going to be next? An inner home, a spiritual home, but a literal home as well. All of that could be covered here. Whatever does happen, though, it does feel like a fortunate change and a bright new beginning in one way or another, thanks to that beautiful support of Jupiter. But here's the thing. Under the same sky, we are going to have Venus connect with Saturn in this same foundational part of the sky. Now, there is a love way of understanding this, right? This is really making peace with your past, where it comes to love in particular, based on accepting the reality of today and appreciating where it is that you are now. This energy can feel very grounded in a way. And sometimes that works, sometimes it's challenging. At the same time, with this energy, there may be a sense of wanting to embody greater love with your family or to create greater prosperity in very practical ways that align you with greater success in your home space as well. Now, for some Scorpios, though, this energy is possibly going to be challenging. I do want to be straightforward with that. This is considered one of the most reality sort of check moments, especially in matters of heart because Venus is involved, but also in matters of money as well. In matters having to do with pleasure and overdoing pleasure. It is this energy that gets a person very honest, even if it's hard, but also it helps a person to consider the sacrifices that have been made and what sacrifices might be up ahead and what is no longer worth the sacrifice. In this way, this particular celestial alignment can represent a very important turning point moment. And so, again, whether it is that you are realizing that perhaps you have spent some time and consideration on a home based business idea, now you may get serious with it, or you may decide that you're going in a different direction altogether. If it is that you've been very intent on finding another place or a space to live in, this is where you get honest about the financial piece of it. If it is that you've wanted to make aesthetic changes to your home, this is where you get honest about what that's really about, the financing around that, and these types of matters. They will come into focus at this time. But there's something else happening as well, and that is Uranus in your opposite sign going direct. And so here's the thing. It is Saturn that is the ancient ruling planet of the sign of the new moon. Uranus is the modern ruling planet of the sign of the new moon. And what that represents is all of these moves are connected in some way or another. It isn't just about all that energy at home with the new moon, with Venus meeting Saturn. It's also about the fact that what's happening in your relationships is in some way connected to what's happening on the home front as well. Uranus going forward brings with it a moment of truth, a moment of insight that is undeniable. See, both of these energies, Saturn and Uranus, have to do with the truth, how things actually are. With Saturn, it's a grounded and practical and realistic kind of truth. With Uranus, it's a truth that can feel like it comes out of nowhere, but it really does bring incredible clarity to help you to understand the next best steps for you. The clarity is more related to what's happening in a one-on-one alliance. Again, this could be a business partnership or professional alliance. This could also represent someone who is your representative in some way. Whatever's happening with this person is in some way connected to your living situation or your past or your home, or at the very least, it's going to help you to understand your past in a different way. So we've got these variety of energies here. And with Uranus in your opposite sign, also having to do with love, I want to talk about some of these energies that I've discussed in the context of love. And I think love is going to be massive for Scorpios this month. And so look, we have that full moon, okay? That full moon is speaking in supreme harmony with Neptune in a dating and romance and flirtation part of the sky. Chances are at that full moon, you are getting your flirt on. In addition to the things I mentioned, where Mars has been retrograde and will go direct, that is a part of the sky that has to do with vulnerability and intimacy and feeling as if you have merged with another person. It is a very intense energy in an intense part of the sky, lending itself to an experience that I think will suit you as a Scorpio very well. And then you add Uranus going direct at the later part of the month on the 22nd, and it really is going to be you seeing love very differently, and in some cases in an instant. This is about seeing the truth of another person that you maybe were interested in, maybe are aligned in, or maybe somebody behaving really out of character, but there is something truthful there. Once Uranus goes direct, all major planets are going to be direct. So whether it's in love or in any area of life, it's going to feel as if there's no longer need to reflect on what was, but rather a real sense of momentum and focus on what is up ahead. And so for those of you open to meeting someone new, I do think the full moon is likely to be a more dominant energy for you. It does suggest that you are interacting with different types of people, perhaps different people than you've known before, having new experiences. And it's all part of helping you to believe in the promise of love. And it could be at this time that you feel very swept up in a moment and swept up off your feet. With Mars going direct, though, chances are right around that time, you're going to be wanting a really profound and intimate experience with another person, and you may end up attracting that in some way. But it is, as we get to the 22nd with the Uranus going direct, that you're being really honest with yourself as to the events of this month, but also perhaps in a larger trajectory that has brought you to this point in terms of where you are in love and how you feel about it. What you come to realize can change everything going forward from here. For those of you just starting to date somebody, what a remarkable time this can be as well. I love the energy at the full moon. It is fun. It is hopeful. It is romantic as well, most likely with this person that you may be dating now. So there's this sense of the possible right there. But once it is that Mars goes direct, either that's going to be some awareness around the truth of this person, of the nature of the bond, or this is going to represent a more profound intimacy and closeness playing out with this person. This might also represent one of those all or nothing moments where you see some truth about this person and yourself, and it becomes like ripping off a Band-Aid and you want to go in a different direction. However, actually taking that step to really move forward may not come until Uranus goes direct. That really is when you're seeing this person very differently. And again, it is likely to be very all or nothing. And for those of you in an established bond, what a remarkable time this can be. In established bonds, I do love the energy of the full moon. It does seem like the two of you are having experiences together that bring a sense of heart level connection. I do love the fact that as we navigate to Mars going direct, that can speak to your partner's income as well. So if there's been any questions or stagnation around that, they will start to clear more and more. But this can also represent a certain vulnerability and closeness between you and your established bond. But it is Uranus going direct that is truly going to let you know how you really feel, perhaps about your partner or a key matter, whether it is that challenges are behind the two of you and you're navigating forward with a greater sense of freedom and a greater sense of excitement of what's ahead, or this could be one of those moments where some truth is revealed that really makes you question whether or not this is someone to navigate forward with at all. There's going to be a very, very small percentage of Scorpios out there now that Mars is direct. Mercury's going direct this month as well. Once Uranus goes direct, if you have felt for a long while that you're not in the right relationship for you, this is likely going to be the tipping point, having you go in a different direction. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It is a valuable and meaningful astrological moment. You are now moving forward in one way or another. So much of life is going to be about considering where it is that you're heading. And yet a part of that is also connected to home and the past as well. All of the energy playing out around the 21st and 22nd that I discussed may have you seeing your past differently in some way, but it's ultimately with the intention to lighten your load, even if it doesn't feel like that right away. Where it is that you've been carrying baggage, well, it is going to be now that you're able to put it down so that you can, with a sense of calm, inner home within you now, move into a bright and exciting future. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership Rate. Now, higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Link is in the description below. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.